So ask yourself, do you have the same energy as this cowboy?
I wanted to be a cowboy, baby. I want to be a cowboy, baby.
Well, I sure as shit hope you do, since you clicked on the video knowing it's a Deathslinger tutorial. Now, this video is going to assume you know the bare basics of the Deathslingers, such as he has gun, he shoots gun, survivors hate gun. Knowing all of that, I'm going to give you some tips on how to further improve your Deathslinger game. So, let's get started with tip number 1. Quickscoping is effective. If you do not know what quickscoping is, it is the act of aiming your gun and immediately firing within a few seconds. Now, some of you may be worried about this tip because maybe you don't trust your aim with the Deathslinger and want a way to improve it. Well, learning how to quickscope is a valuable skill to learn, and over time, it will improve your aim. Trust me, my aim was shit. I suck at shooters in general, but once I started making an effort to learn how to quickscope with Deathslinger, I started seeing a huge improvement in my skill with him, and over time, it became muscle memory where I didn't even have to think to land my shots. Now, you may be asking, why quickscope? See, when someone is aiming a gun at you, obviously you'll think to yourself, holy shit, I'm going to get shot, and duck out the way. This is the same in Dead by Daylight, where aiming gives a huge signal to the survivors that they are about to be shot, and in response, they will start juking around to make you miss your shot. However, if you quickscope, this makes you much more unpredictable and won't give the survivors a warning when to start juking. Remember, no one will just stand there and get shot, unless you're JFK. Don't be like JFK. Now tip number 2, the spear is very narrow and very precise. If you compare it to the Huntress's hatchet, you'll realize that your spear could shoot through things that Huntress can't, and because of this, you can hit survivors in loops that Huntress can't even bother with. Utilize these angles and positions to land that hit on the survivor, and pay more attention to the cracks in the loop, since survivors for the most part will think they are safe behind a few boxes or a small wall. Now, you will get called sweaty from survivors because of this, but keep in mind, the same people who call you sweaty are the same people that run 4-man squads with 2 objects of obsession. God, I fucking hate this game. Tip number 3 is keep in mind your chain has to be physically through something to start breaking faster. As long as your chain isn't through something, you'll have more than enough time to reel them in or reel yourself in. This means small half walls and debris are your best friend, since they can make so many loops unsafe for the survivor because of how precise your spear is. Although keep in mind, there will be times when your chain is through something, so the next tip covers that. Tip number 4 is something I haven't seen many people talk about, which is there is actually a grace period before your chain begins to break. You'll notice the chain meter will not pop up until nearly a second after the spear connects with some little shit. And if the meter is not up, you are not getting charges for your chain to break. So before the meter pops up, you still have the ability to move, to get yourself around corners to hit survivors. So just make it a habit to always be moving around a corner after you shoot, because even a half second could be the difference between getting a hit or getting stunned. Check it out in action. Mambo number 5 is to remember that there is bullet time for the spear. In most cases, if you are relatively close, the spear will connect instantly. But the spear has a max range of 18 meters. Around 15 to 18 meters, the spear can nearly take a full second to connect. So because of this, you'll want to lead on your shot slightly farther than you intend. Now you may ask me, how do I know when the survivors are within 15 to 18 meters? And my answer to you is, I have no fucking clue because I'm a stupid American and we don't fuck with meters. We're all about inches and feet because we are metrically challenged, but the best I could give you is, hey, does that guy seem kind of far? Then aim a bit farther. Tip number 6 is using your aim to guide the survivors. Now, I know in tip number 1, I say quickscoping is your best bet because survivors will dodge out the way of your gun. But we could turn that weakness into a mind game. And survivors hate mind games because it actually makes them think, unlike when they are doing gens. If you could catch a survivor making their way to a strong pallet, begin to aim rapidly at it. This means repeatedly aim and stop aiming, so the slowdown of your aiming doesn't affect you too much. This basically tells the survivor, if you go to that pallet, I'm gonna turn you into Tupac real quick. Which will make the survivor go, oh shit, this guy's gonna turn me into Tupac, and go a different route where you could potentially get an easy hit on them. Keep in mind, this works best when you're getting closer to a survivor. If you do this when you're far away, there's a chance they'll just juke you and reach the pallet anyways. And finally, tip number 7 is what I like to call the Disney Channel bullshit tip, because it's literally keep failing now so you could succeed later. Seriously, ain't nobody learned shit from winning all the damn time. If you suck with Deathslinger now, this guide isn't gonna magically make you 4-man every game with him, and that is because you need to put in time to get better with him. You'll take some L's at the start, and it sucks. Trust me, I know I've taken like 5 fucking breaks from this game because of it. But if you look at what you do wrong and make even the tiniest corrections, eventually you'll just get as accurate as the guy who shot JFK. So get out there and suck so bad you'll hate yourself until you finally don't. And if you still hate yourself after that, then, well, you might want to seek professional help? Anyways, I'm Chris from Genuine Chill. If you liked the video, you should like the video, and maybe subscribe because we're a small ass channel and seriously appreciate you guys' support. And hell, if you got even more tips for the Deathslinger, please leave a comment so more people can learn. Now, I know it's weird that the Clown Main suddenly did a Deathslinger tutorial, but trust me, his time is coming relatively soon. But until then, to end the video, I would like to leave you with a quote from a world famous marksman. Be polite. Be efficient. And have a plan to kill everyone you meet.